G'day there guys, I hope that whatever bad things happen this year, at least they're funny. This is Markee, and welcome back to another episode of r/AmiTheA. I hope you enjoy today's episode, tell me what you think about it down in the comments, and with that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Posted by user, Killjoy Kills Joy. Titled, Would I be the a-hole if I don't go on a second date with a larger lady because she doesn't match her Tinder pics? I'll try to keep this short. I'm on Tinder and I see a cute chick, so I swipe right. In two of her pictures, it's clear she has a twin. Cool. Not identical, but close enough. They were both above the shoulder shots. We start talking and she's ramping up to be perfect. You know how crushes are, yada yada. This last weekend we had our first date. I get there early and wait for her outside, and she shows up much larger than in her pictures. But she's still cute, and I'm not a picky man. Plus, TMI, dad ass. I figured that the pictures she'd used were from last year and that's fine. Not all my pics are recent either, and I just threw up my best. The date was actually awesome. The crush is still strong, even as I'm typing it, but I was suspicious, alright? That whole twin thing was a weird red, yellow flag, especially how she talked about her sis. Nothing bad, just dismissive? I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, so I check Facebook and the pictures she had used were from her sister's profile. Not fully public, but one was her profile pic and another was one visible on there, so I'm guessing the rest are hers too. And I'm not sure how to feel now. On one hand, I like her. On the other hand, she's using her sister's pics to get dates, and that's weird? But they're twins, so she legit would look just like her sis if she lost a bit of weight. So it's not really lying. And I get why she did it. We all got flaws we want to pretend aren't there, but... I asked my coworkers their opinion, and it's divided as hell. One lad said that I was fat-shaming and lacking empathy. So, since I found this sub recently, I figured I'd ask here. Would I be the a-hole for cancelling our second date because her pictures don't match? I'd say no. I don't believe in catfishing. I feel like that's a really bad thing to do. I feel like if the sister knows that she's catfishing with her pictures, that's gonna be, even worse. If she does know, that's bad. If she doesn't and she finds out, I can't imagine what the reaction is gonna be like. This woman knows that she's catfishing just to get her chances up further. I can see the thought process, but I don't agree with it. It's unfortunate that physical attraction matters so much in this day and age and world, but it is what it is, and you shouldn't lie about yourself. It's just going to set yourself up for failure. So really, I don't think that you're the a-hole for cancelling your second date because the pictures don't match. I would do the same. Update. I ended up texting her after work. Hey, I went to add you on Facebook and your sister's profile popped up. What's going on? With a screenshot of her sister's profile, since she had used her sister's profile pic on Tinder. And she blocked me, without explaining anything. So I guess that decides that. Thanks everyone for your judgment and advice. I'm pretty bummed now, but I picked up a six-pack, so I'll be better soon. Not the a-hole. You are under no obligation to go on a second date, period. Plus, she lied and hid it. So don't fall into that type of relationship where it's already based off lies. Good luck. Not the a-hole. You seem really chill about this situation, and if a person uses a picture that is not current or recent, then that is technically deceiving you. You seem to not actually care that she's overweight, but that she used her sister's current picture instead of her own. If you enjoyed the date, it's worth going on another, I think. Just FYI, don't personally think you were fat-shaming, but she should have used her own pictures. Like I said, I don't think I'm a picky man. There's definitely a weight threshold that I wouldn't date. I'm talking extremes, but I'm still attracted to her. I just wish she hadn't hid it. Another comment suggested I talk to her before making a decision, and I think I might do that. I don't know. You kind of have to feel out that situation. I wouldn't bring it up abruptly, but it's kinda hard to ease into that. Maybe saying something along the lines of how you do find her attractive, and it doesn't change how you feel, but you're just wondering why she used her twin's picture. I brought it up abruptly. I'm not a smart man. Don't beat yourself up about how you brought this up. Forthright was the best approach, since she's already shown she has the capacity to be dishonest. At least now she might learn that stealing her sister's photos is creepy, and that she might get called out on it. She knows it was a wrong thing to do, or she wouldn't have ended all contact so abruptly. She's not showing the traits you should really be looking for in a partner right away. Her honesty and communication skills are both lacking. Not to mention her insecurity is clearly a huge red flag for a healthy relationship. Dating isn't a charity event. You don't have to give everyone an equal chance. I think this shows shady behavior. She's lying, and that's not a good trait to show on a first impression. Not the a-hole. Agreed. I like this comment a lot. Dating isn't a charity event. In no way should you feel obligated at all to go on another date. Also, liars suck, so there's that. Update if I don't go on a second date with a larger lady because she doesn't match her Tinder pics. Hey again everyone, I finally have answers. I never gave fake names to anyone, so my date is now Alice and her sister is Gabby. On Saturday, I got a Facebook message from Gabby. It boiled down to, "This is stupid, will you meet Alice so she can properly explain?" I tried to get an explanation straight from her, but she refused, and so on Sunday, I go to a coffee shop to figure out what the hell is going on. She was cute, my crush was strong, but I managed to sit down with a decent poker face. She pretty much burst into tears the moment I arrived. Lots of sorries until she pulled herself together, and I really nearly bolted because I felt so awkward. Gabby was the one to suggest Alice use her pictures. Alice showed me her phone, and it was a picture of her from a few months ago, and she swiped through, and there were more pictures. Ones she said she was going to put on Tinder. All of herself, and she was bigger. I feel really fudging dumb. Still, Alice has been losing weight over this last year. Down over 100 pounds, and didn't have any flattering pictures because she's continuing her diet and shedding weight off, and her sister didn't know how to portray that on Tinder without scaring everyone off. So that's why Gabby suggested she use her pics, because they believe Alice will look like her soon. Though she probably has several months to go before she's close if I'm being honest, not that I care. Never did, just thought I was being lied to. When I sent the screenshot, she panicked and blocked me out of embarrassment and shame. And it took a talking from her sister to meet me and come clean. I'm the first guy she's gone on a date with that wanted a second date, so... Sucks to be all those other guys, I guess, because I'm taking her out this weekend again. I'm gonna be cautious moving forward, because that was a crap ton of drama for a first date. But I don't know. Maybe I'm being dumb? She's real sweet, and we share the same hobbies, and she's even pretty when she cries, and my pa always told me that's how you know you're in it for the long haul, and holy hell I need to calm my crush down. This feels like high school again. And that's just that. Just wanted to clear up the catfish fiasco since I got a good many comments and PMs. Thanks again for helping me set my head on straight. This, slams the table, is very adorable. I agree. Hands down, I hope he and she are doing okay and get to be happy with their body and with a partner, be it themselves or some other partner. Good on you, my dude. To err is human. I'm glad you were able to look past this and give it a second go. Me too. I'm really fudging excited, man. It's a tough thing she's doing and she panicked. She came clean and she reached out. Give it a whirl and see if it's a match. No a-holes here. I wish you both all the luck in life and love. During her apology, Alice echoed what some of the original comments said about starting out on a lie and how that's crappy. And that really struck out as heartfelt. She made legit zero excuses for the catfish, just explained what happened and let me decide how I wanted to proceed. Like, that was respectable AF. Someone willing to admit mistakes and not place blame on someone else is a pretty good sign of maturity and can show that in the future, there shouldn't be an issue if someone messes up. She seems like a catch. You said she's pretty when she cries. This is so wonderful. You go, OP. I promise you're making this girl's world more than you know. Being a curvier lady myself, the dating game is hard. You constantly feel like your weight defines you in a relationship. In the past year, I haven't really gotten past a second date. You're making a difference. Edit. One of those differences is helping me believe in love again. It's out there, I just know it. Posted by user throwaway 02241111, titled, Am I the a-hole for objecting to Girls' Day? I'm a 28-year-old male, and my immediate family is all women. Mostly, this is because I was raised by my mother and have no contact with my father's side of the family due to a messy divorce when I was young. My 2 sisters, early 30s, my 3 aunts, 2 who are my mother's sisters and 1 married into the family and married my aunt, and they have an assortment of close friends of the family, all of which are women that also go to these events. About 3 years ago, my mother had an idea to do a girls-only weekend. Originally, this was to see one of the Magic Mike movies, and because it was such a hit, they started to do these weekend outings once or twice a month. Originally, it didn't bother me because I'm an adult and I have my own life, and my own house, and I didn't really even think about it. But an incident recently made me annoyed at the whole concept. My aunt's birthday was in January, and normally we go to her favorite restaurant for her birthday, which also incidentally is my favorite restaurant. So I bought her a present and a card, and waited for an invitation, and none came. When I asked what was going on for her birthday, I was told they celebrated it early on their girls' day, because she was going to be out of state during her birthday. This kind of irked me because when I mentioned I bought her a present, my mother just told me to drive over to her house and give it to her. I felt pretty left out since I'm the only male in my immediate family. Having a girls' day is the equivalent to saying, hey, let's celebrate my birthday, but not invite him. I was griped and told that I was basically being self-centered and that she can celebrate her birthday however she wants. I agree with that, but once again, I'm the only one being left out and it feels crappy. The proverbial straw that broke the camel's back was I was just also informed that they were planning a summer vacation this year as a girls only too. And when I asked my mother what about the vacation we normally take as a family, she told me that they can't afford to do both. So they're just doing the girls-only vacation this year. At this point, I was very annoyed, and had a loud argument with my mother and sister, telling them that it's really crappy that twice a month they have group activities and specifically exclude me. And on top of that, they are now even taking vacations and excluding me. Nothing came of the arguments, and they wouldn't budge. So I decided I needed a break from the immediate family because they don't consider my feelings relevant. So I removed myself from the family group chat and deactivated my Facebook. Now my phone is being blown up and I'm being told that I'm immature and I need to grow up. I responded that a lot of grown people don't see much of their family at all, and I'm just going to follow that example. Am I the a-hole here? If there were more men in the immediate family, obviously this would be an easy judgment. But if it's literally just them going together on events without you, and that's the premise of the girls' day, then that kind of sucks with them. I imagine it's a girls' day because they don't take their partners or their husbands with them, so I feel like, it makes sense they all want to go together, but they're having too much fun with it. And now they're doing a holiday, and they're replacing a family holiday with a girls' holiday. Kind of feels hard to come to grips with. I can see why you're feeling miffed about that. I would be miffed too. That really sucks. Being left out sucks. It really hurts. And obviously they don't know what being left out feels like, because they're not the ones being left out, so they don't have a problem with it. So I'd say you're not the a-hole in this situation. Not the a-hole. If you're the only male in the family, it almost seems as though they're having a day without OP and framing it as a girls' day. Not cool. I don't think he has to be the only male in the family for them to be a-holes. Limiting activities by gender is occasionally fine, but the frequency they're doing it at is rude. Especially since the family vacation this year is women only too. He could be one of 5 men excluded at this rate, and he would still have a right to be upset and feel excluded. I disagree, because then he and the other 4 men could plan something to do together as a group while the women are on vacation. It would still be a bit weird that they insist on segregating themselves like that, but I think leaving him all alone is much worse. I just personally think segregating a family by gender all the time is really rude. I have a large family, and it's occasionally fun to do a girls' weekend. However, I couldn't imagine excluding my brothers and male cousins for every activity except major holidays. It would be sexist and rude. There was another thread about a girl who was upset her male family members always planned boys-only trips and never planned fun adventure trips for everyone. She had a lot of female relatives to spend time with, but the judgment was still not the a-hole. I think OP is not the a-hole either way. I just think that this wouldn't be as rude if they weren't singling him out. Not the a-hole. Maybe if you weren't the only male in the family, I could see their position. But like you said, it feels like you're personally being excluded. The vacation really crosses the line. It makes me wonder about your relationship with them. Have you been close prior to all this, and this Girls' Day thing just got out of control? Or have there been conflicts before, and they are handling it immaturely? Yelling at them won't change their minds, and to be honest, I'm not sure what will. But try to be calm and responsibly explain how they are making you feel, and why logically there is no need to have a girls-only vacation, or birthday celebrations, when that just means excluding you. I'm not totally against them doing their Girls' Day sometimes, but it doesn't seem like they are taking you into account at all. And OP says, I'm very conflict-free and low-maintenance as a person in general. My mother and sister always tell me that if I get any more laid back, I'll be laying down. This argument with them was actually extremely out of character. My sisters and mother, on the other hand, always have drama with each other. And despite their drama, they always seem to patch it up and still do things together. I feel like the only person who isn't causing drama is me, and I'm also the only person not invited. I'm not sure if I explained correctly, but these events happen multiple times a month, and at this point, the only time I'm ever included in celebrations in events is holidays. Also, in regards to if we are close, I feel like we're about as close as is normal. I wouldn't say I confide in my mother or sister greatly, mostly because they are kind of gossips, and if you tell one, suddenly the whole family will be discussing your issues. I don't think I've done anything to cause issues, but I'll think about it and see if I can remember anything. So then they think you are a pushover. Anyways, you're not the a-hole. What kind of family isolates one member like that? The funny thing is, I got a significant raise in the last few years, and I make a good deal more money than my mum and sister due to my profession having high earning potential. I was going to pay for the beach rental this year as a treat. If I'm not invited, I'm definitely not paying. I guess I'll find somewhere I want to go and see if one of my buddies wants to come along. Watch how fast you get invited if you tell them you were planning on paying. Update: Am I the a-hole for objecting to Girls' Day? This last month has been kind of wild for me, so I haven't had an opportunity to update this until now. So the descriptions of my family and my family situation in this thread was specific enough that one of my family members found out about it and confronted me. Due to the fact that I had deactivated my Facebook and was only receiving text messages, I didn't realize what was happening before I was ambushed by it. My sister, oldest, confronted me about it and asked if it was me who made the thread, and I confirmed that it was. And she insisted I was being crappy for airing the family's laundry like that. I responded that I in no way did that, as I was speaking very generally and never identified who my family was. This spread to my family, and now the thread was shared on Facebook and everyone was shown. I was invited to a family meeting, we never have those, where I was sat in front of a firing squad of angry women who told me that what I did was wrong and demanded an apology. They said that I knew they weren't excluding me, and because I gave everyone that impression, I owed them an apology. I replied that I absolutely did not know they were not excluding me, and included examples of things they did, such as the birthday dinner, going to an amusement park, and going to a baseball game. Once again, they characterized this as a girls-only event of fun where boys just weren't allowed or welcome because they wanted to talk about things guys wouldn't be interested in. I replied that she needs to stop saying guys, because there is only one guy who would have been invited, and that's me. So what she's really saying is it's a no OP event, not a girls only event. They explained that it wasn't excluding me because regardless of whether I was interested in the event, the conversation would have bored me because I'm not a girl. At this point, we were going around in circles, so I just explained my perspective. I said that I'm the only male in our immediate family, and when the people in my family get together on a regular basis, not a one-off or once in a while and don't include me, regardless of what they called it, I feel excluded. I explained that the breaking point was the family vacation, and that there was absolutely no reason to leave me out of a vacation I was always invited to, particularly when that's the only vacation we do, and they have stated they cannot afford a second one. At the end of this meeting, I was never given an apology. No one tried to empathize with my perspective, and I was accused of many things that I didn't do by any reasonable interpretation. I told my mother and sisters that we reached a breaking point in our relationship and that I was going no contact for a while. I told them I'm an adult and I have my own life, and the reason I wanted to be involved was because I didn't want one of those family relationships where you only see your families at holidays. If that's not what my family wants, then it's okay. But I told them that I was not going to be involved with people who made me feel crappy and intentionally leave me on the outside looking in of my own family. My mother and sisters told me that if I was going to lie about them to everyone, that they don't care. At this point, my relationship with my family is over. I left that family meeting and have not reactivated Facebook and have not received any contact and have not initiated any contact. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Thanks, Google Translate. If the family is reading this, you guys just lost someone who loved you enough to want to spend time with you. How can a mother exclude her own son? How can a sister not defend her own brother? Shame on you guys. It sounds like this guy is serious. Say goodbye to one of the only people that ever gave a crap about you guys, because even if he does come back, it'll never be the same. I would never do this to my family. Honestly, you guys disgust me. The most pathetic thing about this was OP was originally upset because he wasn't getting to spend enough time with them. I feel like that's the opposite problem most families have with adult sons. What the F is wrong with this mother especially? Disgusting people. The mother will be in for a rude awakening when the sisters get married. They'll leave her for their own families, and she'll wish she had a son who cared about her loneliness. They won't get married. I hope they don't get married because they're bad people. Not the a-hole, and thanks for the update, OP. Sorry it ended so badly for you, but it's probably best instead of things remaining toxic for years, whilst everyone pretends it's okay because family. Not the a-hole for sure. I really hope OP told them that he had been planning to pay for the vacation. And if any family members are reading this, you should know that you are horrible people. But if you think OP is lying, then you should make your own post and tell your side. I'm hijacking this comment for a sec to say that I have absolutely no idea how OP's family saw OP's post and didn't realize they were totally in the wrong, especially when there were nearly 1,000 comments telling OP that his family sucks. To me, this either says that OP is really stretching the truth. Personally, I don't necessarily believe that, or that OP's family are complete garbage. How can an adult in their right mind see a family member make an anonymous post online about how horribly they treat him, and then yell at that family member for being upset with them? I'm glad OP isn't wasting his money or time on them anymore. Okay, and I think that's where we're going to end today's episode, guys. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something from these stories. Just want to say a quick shout out to my Patreon subscribers and my channel members. You guys should be on the screen right now. If you do see yourself, I want you to give yourself a little pat on the back for being amazing and supporting me on this channel, this little journey we're going on the YouTubes. I really appreciate it, and you guys enable me to do all this amazing work. So if you do see yourself, I love your face and I'm happy to see you. Also guys, if you want to pitch in your own support, you don't have to, but channel links are down in the description below to support the Patreon, the channel membership, whatever you want to do. It's kind of like tipping me if you feel like I'm doing a good job on this channel. I will be opening up avenues for content on those in the future. Just right now I'm kind of bogged down and stuck in Ireland, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway guys, with that said, I do hope you have a wonderful day today. Whatever you're up to, I'd love to know down in the comments below. I do hope you have a good day, night, sleep. Whatever you're up to today, tell me, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Bye.